How are we getting on, people? Luke here from LAGFX. We're back today with another Sunday Sessions video. If you're new to this series, it is basically where we go over the markets. We pick a few pairs that we feel hold good potential for profitable positions in the coming week, and we give you a good breakdown on how we are looking to analyze and tackle those markets. In doing so, you are learning a little bit more about how we like to analyze and trade these markets, but it also gives you guys the opportunities to actually trade with us in the coming week. Now, you'll notice on screen, I have the Forex Genie trading planner and tracker up on screen. If you are yet to purchase this, I would definitely recommend doing so. This is something that is going to help propel your trading experience and the success of your trading experience by giving you a strict regime to follow whilst doing your Forex trading. If you want any further information about this, I will leave a link in the description below, but definitely go and check it out. Now, if you do go on to enjoy the Sunday sessions, don't forget to leave this video a thumbs up. All the support you guys provide is very much appreciated. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight into today's Sunday Sessions video. Okay, so the first market I'm going to touch base on today is the NZD CAD, so the New Zealand dollar to the Canadian dollar. As you can see on screen, we've been delivered with clear bearish structure through and through in this market. I am expecting price to pull back and put in that corrective wave before continuing to trade us lower. So what we need to do is we need to look within this impulsive wave that has traded us lower and find the last structural high within this market. When we are delivered with a break of structure to the upside from that structural high, that tells us that this impulsive wave has finished and the corrective wave is underway. So you'll see here that I have just drawn out a little example. So this marks the last structural high because this structural high went on to set this structural low. So if we saw price continue to trade up higher, surpassing this structural high, that would confirm an end to this impulsive wave and the start to the actual corrective wave taking us higher. Once we are delivered with that break of structure, we can expect price to pull back into a fractal demand zone from the initial impulse that broke the structure, and that is where we would look to enter in on this market on those buy positions. So what I want you guys to do is mark out this zone here for yourself on the 30-minute time frames of this pair, as I do believe this is an unmitigated last buy to sell region. We have clear inefficient structure laying below, so I do believe that price is going to trade up and into this zone before continuing that bearish momentum taking us lower. So this path marks out my prediction for this coming week. I will be looking to go long into this market, trading price all the way up into this supply zone, where supply will then be introduced and we can expect the supply and demand balance to flip, for supply to take over, and hopefully that should instigate the next impulsive wave, driving price lower, creating new lower lows in this market. As we know, the overall structure of this market has been bearish for some time now, so we can expect this bearishness to continue furthermore. If I just zoom out and I draw a path tool highlighting the highs and lows that have been set in this market, you can see for yourself that we have had the production of lower highs and lower lows. That is clear bearishness. So we want to see this continue, and we just want to take part in the corrective wave and then the impulsive wave that trades us lower yet again. So that is my setup for NZD CAD. As I say, please highlight this zone out for yourself. Wait for the break of structure to be delivered before entering in on those buy positions. Set your take profit just below this zone itself, so then we can start to look to go short once we have the penetration of the supply zone. Now heading over to the XAU USD market, so now looking at gold against the US dollar. We had the penetration of the supply zone here, and then we were delivered with some great bearish structure. Now this impulsive wave here is the first initial impulsive wave after the penetration of the supply zone. What we are seeing at the moment is price putting in that corrective wave. So this is the impulsive wave, this now is the corrective wave, and we can expect another impulsive wave to take place, creating new lows in this market. So whilst price is within this corrective wave, we could look to take part in buy positions, which is what we've been doing. We've been taking part in short buys. What we are seeing now is price put in a fractal correction within this higher time frame corrective wave. And I do believe price is going to trade us into this demand zone here before taking us back up and into this higher time frame supply zone that I've got marked out. So I want you guys to pause this video, highlight this supply zone out for yourself. It is on the 1 hour time frame. Just highlight this out for yourself as an area to go short from. And we can expect price to trade into this last sell to buy region here before taking us up and into the market. This bearishness here was delivered due to fundamentals. So we had the NFP on Friday. Obviously, it appreciated. So in doing so, this caused the value of gold to depreciate. Hence why we've had this move lower. But as soon as more demand is introduced from this demand zone here, I am expecting price to kickstart and put in that next impulsive wave within this higher time frame correction. So with all of that being said, we can look to go long from here. So we just move this to here. We can go long from this demand zone, assuming we are delivered with the right confirmation in order to do so. So what we would want is a break of structure to the upside. That would suggest an end to this pullback, and then the start of the next fractal impulsive wave. And then obviously we can buy into this market, trade price all the way up and into this higher time frame supply zone, where we can then look to go short and get involved with the majority traders on the prevailed trend. Okay, as we know, it is very important to trade with the prevailed trend and trade with the majority traders, hence why realistically we want to be waiting to get involved in shorts from here. But there is no harm in looking to buy into this market beforehand, because we understand that price has to put in this correction to trade us into this zone in the first place. So that is my setup for XAU USD. Definitely be looking to go long temporarily, trading us into this zone where I'll be closing those buy positions and then looking to go short. Very similar scenario to NZD CAD. Okay, now moving over to the Great British Pound to the US dollar. Again, very similar situation. We have an unmitigated last buy to sell region here, inefficient structure below. So price needs to come up to clear this inefficient structure. It needs to tap into this zone to grab more supply in order to continue pushing price lower. So in order for us to get involved in those buy positions from here, we expect price to continue trading up and into this. Price does look as though it was running out of demand, hence why we've had a move lower. The supply and demand balance flipped. Price is obviously trading us lower, trying to find demand. I've highlighted a demand zone here. So we want to see price trade into this. Demand to be introduced. That should push price up and into the supply zone where we can then look to go short. So what I'm going to do is actually highlight this zone out for you guys now, so you can look at this as an area to potentially buy from. But then we need to make sure that we close those buy positions so we can look to go short from here as a longer term trade. So that is the demand zone that I am looking to potentially buy from. Again, we just want to be delivered with a break of structure to the upside. This would confirm an end to this pullback, and then we can get involved. Again, this was due to fundamentals. When the US dollar is involved, when we have the NFP, we can expect base currencies to depreciate when the US dollar is a quote currency, especially when we've had good news with the NFP. If you wanted to as well, you could highlight this last buy to sell region as a supply zone to sell from as a longer term goal. So this is on the 1 hour time frames. Just highlight this out for yourselves. I've put the increments there for you all. So go onto your own charts, highlight this zone out for yourself. When we have that penetration, we are looking for a break of structure to the downside, price to pull back into a fractal supply zone that should highlight itself from the initial impulsive wave that broke the structure to the downside. And then that is obviously when we would look to get involved. So just as an example, obviously we expect price to tap into this, trade us higher, set a low, price to then set probably a lower high, price to then break structure, breaking this low here as price is traded beneath this. Price will then pull back, tapping into a fractal supply zone that will be established from this initial impulsive wave that broke the structure, breaking this structure here, and then we look to trade lower. So just to add to this illustration, this here would mark the break of structure. And then we can expect that within this impulsive wave that broke the structure, there will be an unmitigated last buy to sell region. So price will pull back into that, like so, tap us in, and then that is where we look to get involved in those short positions. Okay, so that is the setup basically for the Great British Pound to the US dollar market. And that's the model that you should follow realistically. Okay, now finally heading over to the euro to the US dollar. This is the final pair that I'll be analysing for you guys today. We have had a penetration of this potential buy zone as of recently. We had the introduction of bullishness. We've had a break of structure to the upside. As you can see, this marks the last structural low within this market. Price has surpassed this, trading above. So with that being said, that confirms the end to this impulsive wave that traded us lower. Price is now pulling back. I have highlighted a last sell to buy region, a demand zone, whatever you want to call it. Price is now trading us into this. From here, I am looking to go long. So come the open later on today, I am expecting price to trade probably deeper into this, grab any remaining demand that it needs to, and then we should see a continuation in bullishness, as we can expect price to trade us all the way up and into this supply zone here, where we can then expect a new impulsive wave trading us lower and surpassing these structural lows here. So that is my setup for Euro USD. What I'll do is I'll highlight this zone out as an area for you guys to get involved in those buy positions from, assuming we are obviously delivered with the confirmation in order to do so. So highlight this out for yourselves. This is on the 30-minute time frames. We want to see price sweep this zone, break structure to the upside, and then we can obviously look to get involved. We can look for a fractal BOS to the upside because we've already been delivered with a higher time frame break of structure. So I'd probably go down to as low as the 15 and 5 minutes, look for a break of structure within that, and then I'll obviously look to get involved in this market. We can expect impulses and corrections to be put in fractally to trade us up and into this, and then from there, supply to be introduced. That should flip the entire supply and demand balance and trade us lower. So I'll be looking to go short from this zone here. Again, pause the video and highlight this as a last buy to sell region. We have a lot of inefficient structure below, and it is a clear unmitigated area within price. So this is a valid supply zone that we can look to go short from longer term. But ultimately, that is my setup for Euro USD, and that is my analysis for this Sunday sessions video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you do have any questions or queries, if you're unsure about anything I've gone through today, then please leave them in the comments below. And if you aren't involved in our VIP services or the Learning Lounge group chat, please go to the link in the description, as we are constantly putting out educational content as well as updated analysis on the pairs that we are analysing on a daily basis. As I said to you earlier, following the analysis that we put out, as well as staying up to date with everything we do provide, is giving you guys the opportunity to learn for free, but also profit with the LAGFX team. Now, with all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and we'll catch you all in the next Sunday sessions video.